Hey, welcome back everybody. Sign here again with another episode of Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode. And some things happened between episodes because I actually recorded an episode and OBS unfortunately lost my microphone. And so it was 40 minutes of me running around doing stuff with no audio commentary. And I don't particularly feel like just doing post-recording, so I'm just going to do a quick catch-up here. And so, started a tree farm. I have rubber trees now, which didn't take how long. I've got a walkway now, and just all sorts of stuff on the ground. See, I got the steel plates made to upgrade this guy, which has been doing wonderfully on blocks of iron and blocks of steel. Turns out you can make blocks of coal coke out of ash blocks from dragon nests, which is awesome. And I got started on a few machines. We dipped into forestry. It might be easier just to go through the quest book here. So we had this made, or well, actually I made this, the thing, right? Sturdy casing. Made a fermenter, a still, a carpenter, a squeezer, and then a clockwork engine and a biogas engine. And then from nuclear craft, I made an alloy furnace and manufactory, which manufactory is not bad. It did require getting some mixed metal ingots going and copper item casings and aluminum rods. And I figured out there are a few recipes for aluminum rods, right? Like metal press obviously is one. You get one ingot turns into 2 aluminum rods. Then you can go to the small plate presser, where 1 aluminum sheet metal equals 3 rods. I'm like, first I thought this was like the bad recipe, right? Then I realized that it takes 4 plates to make 4 of these, so you end up getting 3 rods per ingot. It's much better than this one. And this requires no power. This is the best recipe until you get to the lathe and advanced rocketry, where you get 8 rods per ingot, but requires 100,000 arithmetic. So, yeah, a little bit of a difference there. But so we got that. The copper solenoids are mixed metal ingots, which is just 3 different types of plates put together, so not a problem there. And then copper item casings, you can actually use the engineer's hammer on a copper plate to get those. So, worked out just fine. And use that to make our manufactory. Use the manufactory to make the alloy furnace, which we need these basic plating for, which is lead item casings, lead sheet metal, so that's just more lead, and then graphite, which there's 2 recipes for, right? You can smelt down graphite dust from extreme reactors, which we can't get. Or, dang it, show me the nuclear craft one. All right, nuclear craft. There are nuclear craft graphite ingots, which get those by smelting graphite dust, which is coal dust, in the manufactory. So, but we have those 2 things, which means we were actually able to make energy conduits from Ender.io. So one thing I'm wanting to do now is I need a room to put all these machines, really. We did get a few quest rewards, one of which was awesome, Advanced Power Cell. So we even have an energy storage block now. And we just got a 2 tier 3 crafters out of that one. These are good because you can use these to make molecular assemblers or crafters from refined storage. Or the Dimlet workbench eventually. And then we go here for the elite crafting table. So you're going to need a lot of these tier 3 crafters, which for the most part, the tier 2 and 3 are just upgrades from the 1. Tier 1 requires an extra utilities 2 machine block, which is relatively doable actually. And that's something we need to be working on here soon, but not right this second. And take care of those guys. So, yeah, I need a faster shuttle, I think. I do really like the global traveler on this, though. I have it set up to a drawer controller, which I did go ahead and make the drawer controller and quite a few compacting drawers as well. There we go. So I'm thinking we'll have a pathway coming from here over to like a machine room. Yeah, I've got quite a bit of rubber trees, which is good because we're going to need a lot of rubber. But there's just no room in here, unfortunately, to set up these machines. And sorry about that. We could go ahead and like start digging a basement out, but like I always have a basement. Especially, you know, like last series, I ended up doing a gigantic underground factory, which was, I mean, it worked good and all, but not ideal. So probably actually move my tree farm here. Get down to it. But I want to get into some more forestry machines today. Namely, like the thermionic fabricator, because that's actually used quite a bit. And it'll be nice to actually have access to that machine. And let's just go ahead and get this out of here. Now I'm growing sugar maple trees because their saplings produce some... It's one of the better rates of biomass. Actually, here, I need inventory space. Oh, I made a plutonium RPG, or RTG as well. RPG, yeah, that'd be awesome. And why do I have black stained glass on my inventory? I was scroll wheeling in this inventory again, wasn't I? Go. But the sugar maple. If we run it through the fermenter, say with water, we get 500 millibuckets of biomass per. Now, did I just grab some? No, I didn't. Okay. So if we go through and say look at oak sapling in the fermenter, with water, we only get 250 millibuckets of biomass. So definitely, it's twice as much. And sugar maples actually produce a decent amount of saplings whenever you cut them down. Let me get some of these machines put away here. Yeah, 31. Okay. I'm gonna hard to tell for a second there exactly what I was looking at. Oh, also I made a saddle, which in this pack, they're craftable from leather, wool, and iron. And you can then make enhanced saddles from horse tweaks. There's a feather fall, there's swimming, there's jump assist, frost walker, fire walker, leaf walker, and thorns. So something to play around with in the future, just not right now. Alright, so this here is probably going to have to go. Right? Goodbye, tree. I do like the custom trees, but I wish there was a way to actually grow them. And I have 2 pairs of shears because I forgot that I had some. Oh well, they'll end up getting used. So that's medium grass. There we go. Craft grass? Nope. There we go. That's a good amount of it. Why couldn't I hit that? Odd, right? There we go. So that should work for, I think, a bit of a workshop. It's not that big of an area. But, I mean, it's a start, right? So, let's quit being fancy about trying to vein mine everything and just punch all this up. Well, we got a bit of a building. We'll start it anyway. A floor and a half a wall, right? Sun's already starting to set too. Great. Alright, so go ahead and I guess get some machines down. And what I'm going to do is just manufactory. An alloy furnace can go here. and they can have this RTG that I made, which is pretty cheap. We got this plutonium actually from a dragon's nest, which was awesome. Advanced plating came from actually I think it was the first quest in Nuclear Craft. Oh no, not this one. It was Manufactory quest. No, was it must have been the gate then. Yeah, it was the gate. You can actually choose 4 advanced plating, which was like, okay, cool, because that's a little difficult to make without an alloy furnace. So this thing is just gonna sit here and produce power just for these 2 machines, because, well, this thing requires 1,000 RF a tick, and so does this one. This produces 250, so not enough to run the machines continuously. But my my biogas can only produce 50 RF a tick. The one biogas engine I have currently. So, not the greatest, right? Also, my sword talks to me. This thing. Occasionally it'll pop up with a chat message. Whispers to you, "I'm hungry, feed me." Yeah. My sword is sentient. So let's not go as far as calling it sapient, but yeah. And I'm out of space already. Okay, I'll just put that there, I guess, for now. And the biogas, right? I don't think I need the clockwork anymore. That was just to jumpstart everything. So let's go ahead and start setting this up over here. So fermenter. Let's go ahead and get our power cell. I had it on my hotbar already. Power cell can go here. I should have a power cell card. Thought I made one. Guess not. Oh no, I needed paper for that. Right. So that's why I didn't make it yet. Okay. Probably going to need a power cell card for that. I can't remember if you have to absolutely have to have one. I think you do. So let's go ahead and fermenter. Let's put the squeezer first, I think. Squeezer, fermenter. We're going to give a block gap there. Let's do 2 block gap. Put a still down. And the carpenter is just here because, well, it needs power to run anyway, so. And now we're going to that there. We're going to set all sides to out for now. Okay, that worked. But I need a wrench. I wonder if a hammer will work. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Let's go see if we can make like a Crescent Hammer. Works pretty good as just a all-round wrench for all intents and purposes. So that would be 10 and iron, right? It's like 3 iron and a 10. Also, yeah, I'm just producing more ingots right now. There we go. Good old thermal Crescent Hammer. Hey, there we go. Now you can have the top set to input, right? Which for right now, we're going to do... I'm going to put that right there. And... Alright, keep losing my voice here. So fermenter is going to get this bucket of honey, right? This guy here is going to get honeycombs. Now I am probably going to actually have to hook up that clockwork engine to kickstart the system. There we go. You just hold right click and you'll see it changes color. We want to take it up to red. That's orange, by the way. That's red. Any further and it can unwind forcibly and damage you. So this thing's going to start producing liquid honey for us. These are going to start filling up with power. Which, yeah, it works. You are also going to need, though, fertilizer. And I put my saplings away, didn't I? Dang it. So the recipes for these, they all require a catalyst, which mulch, compost, or fertilizer. and then something to ferment. Like we can do vegetables. There's 801 pages, so 2,403 recipes for getting biomass. Yeah, it's there's a lot you can do. Let's come over here and grab my sugar maples. And it looks like we do not need the power cell card right now. So, works for me. And let's go ahead and wind this back up a bit. There you go. Fermenter can have that and this. And this should hopefully start. It says no power. It doesn't have enough to start, really. I mean, it's got some in it, and it's receiving power, and as soon as it gets to, I think, 1,000 forge energy, then boom, it dumps it, right? And that's making biomass for us. Now, I need a bucket's worth to pull that out, but also what I need is a bucket of lava to heat up the biogas engine. And I need probably some quite clear glass. Just grab 9. I only needed 8. Whoops. Which we saw in the past episode, we can do this to make that, right? So that last one can go away. Then I made a bunch of conduit binder. Let me get like 6 of this for now. And we're just going to do that. Oh, I can convert it back if I want. Okay. And fluid conduit. Hey, advancement made. Sweet. Not quite a quest, but it works. So we're out of sugar. Oh, no, actually I have a whole stack here. Okay, cool. Sugar maple. And that's what I'm growing here, so. And I completely forgot to grab the bucket of lava. Which I am going to have to go get some more here soon. So, drop that into there. And now it just needs some biomass, which, there we go. Drop you into there for now. And this thing will start heating up. You see, or not. Oh, requires redstone signal as well, that's right. Do I have that on me? Nope, I don't. Okay. Alright, let's go get a lever. And there's you. I tried merging stacks at the same time, so sticks are in here. There we go. And did I make any silicon yet? Also, this is not supposed to be in here. I don't think I have made any silicon, have I? There's a few recipes. The manufactory can make silicon for me out of sand. And then I'm going to need 3 redstone as well. And, you know, I just need a crafting table over there as well. I'm going to turn it into a crafting station. Alright, so I think I have everything I need for this next step. So that biogas is not going to sit there for long, but I am trying to use this thing to generate a backlog of power, right? There we go. Now it's burning through lava. It's heating up here. Hold in that bucket of biomass, and it's going to start running. We've got another bucket here we can give it. And you can see here that we're generating 50 RF tick, right? And this is making a bunch of honey for us, which is going to go into here eventually. Which actually it's out of already. Wow. Yeah, it uses like basically a quarter of a bucket per recipe, and it produces 750 millibuckets of biomass. Let's just go ahead and do that again. And that should be enough biomass to run this for a while, which what I'm going to do is do this, disconnect that, and you're going to extract always active, right? You're pulling biomass from here, putting it into here. And that should be enough, I think, to, yeah. We're just going to let this backfill. Not a problem. So those honeycombs we're getting actually come from this rustic apiary we made. This thing. And it just sits there and produces honeycombs without a problem. And it's nighttime again already, man. The hell the day you going? Even gotten my sand produced or running yet. So sand in the manufactory turns into silicon ingots, and you can see how much power this takes to run. And then I can run that through here to get silicon. Right. And I'm gonna do U plus U, and that'll make redstone alloy ingots. Which this thing holds a lot more power, actually. Holds 1.3 million. This only holds 100,000. Huge difference in the amount of power. Okay, you're completely drained out. So these are not needed anymore. You've got plenty of power or plenty of biomass to run for a while. You're backstuffed, so you can have this now. And now we're just filling up machines, which they're all full. So I think actually it's charging up the conduit currently. There we go. And actually now we're generating power, and it's actually storing it. And this thing can move up to, what is that, 1 million RF a tick? And it holds 40 million. So I think we're good for a while. That was actually a really good quest reward to get. Did I just hear a witch? I think I did. Well, there's a zombie right there in my tree farm. A rubber tree farm. And I'm getting hungry. What's my nutrition looking like? Yeah, pretty basic. So, just have a couple donuts, I guess, before bed. Alright. So with those, these, I can actually make redstone conduits, which is kind of nice. And now here's a question, though. Can't remember. I think this building is not a square. Right, but here is dead center. And I'm going to do that. Yeah, so you can't ore excavate with an empty hand. There we go. So I did not grab conduit binder. I meant to. There we go. And then we can just do that and that. There's a redstone conduit. That way I can have multiple engines hooked up to the same redstone signal. Yeah, we're at 140,000 RF so far. So we're not doing terrible. Not doing great either. But we're not doing terrible. So these machines are all ready to go. I want to make a couple more fermenters, I think. But what that is going to entail is we're going to need a way to supply them with honey. You'll be extract always active. This is now filling up with honey, so it can go to town. I'm going to need to get items into here, though, too. So let's go grab a ender pearl and an iron. And mob farm would be kind of nice to have sometimes. I've gotten one ender pearl. Also, you know what? Just give me these. But alloy furnace can have this and that. There's all pulsating iron ingot. And let's just turn these all into item conduits. Item transfer. Yeah, good advancement to have. So let's see. This would be... That is... Not it. No, it was sunken. These are alternate chisels from the Cathedral mod, which is kind of cool. And I guess let's go ahead and grab like a immersive engineering crate for this, because they're flush with the ground. Yep. Have you? Oh, you ran out of lava, didn't you? Look at that. Yeah. There we go. I can put 4 buckets in. Not that. Not that. This. Thank you. We're down to 5 buckets of lava now. But we're doing okay, and yeah. Wow, I only have enough inventory space to move like one at a time. And let's get some tin moved over, I guess. There we go. We need to make sure this doesn't fill up with stuff, because then it just jams everything up. But, yeah, I mean, it's working. And it does use less coal than this thing would. Overall fuel efficiency, I imagine the smelter is probably better than the than running a furnace is. Right, so but I actually put that stuff back too soon. Let's go ahead and going to do this. You are not going to hook up. You are going to be insert. And now that's in place. I can just do this. Cell side, you'll be extract always active. Right. What I'm going to do is run that like so. There it goes. And it's going to put it into the bottom slot. Remember quickly, these things are sided. They used to be, I mean, hardly sided back in the day. But not quite as much anymore. So these are probably going to move, honestly. The Biogas Engines, because I'm going to have multiple. I'm going to have 2 more fermenters, and let's go ahead then and run this behind. And you're going to be extract always active. You're going to give the still ethanol or biogas, which is going to turn into ethanol eventually here. Now, stills are pretty slow. I think I need 3 stills per fermenter. So I'm going to need like a wall or tower of stills here. But I completely left off the whole reason we're doing this. Ethanol can be used in, go back to our forestry page, the Biogenerator here, which will can turn ethanol into EU, which is power for industrial craft, which is where we're going to be heading into next. There's a couple of machines that are really good for early game, but I need a power source for it first. And I could make a standard generator from IC2 and burn coal for a while, but it's it chews through the coal like no tomorrow, so I'd rather not. And how are we doing on power here? We're still gaining power with the still running. Okay, cool. Wasn't sure how much power this took. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to run all of this. And I'm still not 100% certain how I'm going to make it all look when it's done. Alright, so making some copper gears because, well, I need to make that peat-fired engine eventually. I hear you out there. There you are. Stuck in the bushes, aren't you? Yeah. Let's go ahead, though, and I need one of these. I'm going to need, I think it's probably 3 more copper. Copper gears, and I need a piston. Is right here. Glass in the middle, copper up top. Piston down there. There's our peat-fired engine. Which for now I'm just going to put right there. And go ahead and grab that loot chest, which is a resonator from... Okay, that's actually kind of nice. Because this requires advanced circuits to make and a machine block. And it's actually chiseled glass, has to be. And a block of coal coke, right? So the resonator is a little bit of a pain to make, actually. The biogenerator, though. Sturdy casing, gold, and glass. And I think I may have used up all my sturdy casings, unfortunately. Unless I put them in, like, here. Oh, yeah, here we go. Alright, so... there's all that wonderfulness. Yes, we can make gold chains, by the way, from Cathedral as well. That's the wrong glass. It's this glass. Biogenerator. Generates EU from biomass or ethanol. Go and get that claimed. Flux crystal block. Okay. Don't have a use for that right now, but that's kind of nice to have. Turn into flux crystals, which you can use to make flux-infused obsidian rods. Which, you can do that. And then you can use this to make tools that we can't make yet because flux-infused electrum. So... then there's a quiver, there's a shield, there's the reinforced cell frame. You can use it to make 150 or 1.5 million RF. And there is actually a flux crystal singularity. So we're going to be making a lot of those in the future. Just not right now. And one thing I did want to try out, though, is there's a compression dynamo, right? One thing I didn't check out. I think it's out of reach when you get down to it. Because of this. Oh, yeah. You either need a metallurgic infuser, which requires a steel casing, which is within reach. Okay. External heater, which is within reach. It's not bad, actually. Or it requires the atomic reconstructor, which is really not within reach, because we need the thermionic fabricator. Requires golden electron, or, yeah, which is used to make golden electron tubes. We also need one of these, which is not bad, except for this part here. Well, we can use any lens, which I think there's a... is there a clear lens? I don't know. And steel plates. So it's a little advanced for right now. But compression dynamos, they can actually burn ethanol. You get 500,000 RF per bucket of ethanol. I'm not sure if that's better or not than the biogas. But yeah, so I have 10 gears now for basically no reason. I can make like an electrical engine, right? That I can make the morphing tool with it. Yeah, electrical engine. Converts EU back to RF, which is, yeah. Oh, actually, that's right. I use it to make squeezers too. which I think we're doing okay. Let's go look at our setup now. It's been a little bit of time, so. Yeah, we have 3 other fermenters now. They're all being supplied with fertilizer and honey. And this one's actually now out of saplings as well. Our squeezer is currently out of honeycombs. And we ran it out of power. Oh, that's a shame. Right, I did make a pipette, which we can use to move less than a bucket of liquid around at a time. And something else I did, because it's frankly extremely cheap, made apiaries. Made 3 more of them. So honeycomb should be not a problem. We can also use fruit juice, which is also not really a problem to get. But I think the honey is actually slightly better at making biomass. So these things do have some power in them. Not a problem. And you never even got biomass in you, did you? A little bit of ethanol here, there, and a lot of ethanol here. And then our poor carpenter is just kind of sitting down here like, I don't know what to do, man. Downside. I only have the basic fluid conduits. And I could make the top tier ones if I had ender pearls. So there's actually a lot you can make with this alloy furnace. I can make electrical steel. I can do all the nuclear craft alloys. I can make energetic alloy. I can make the ender alloy from Ender.io. You can make almost every alloy in the game in that thing, which is awesome. But I think I need probably more biogas at this point. Well, this thing is now completely empty, so we'll just do this, right? And I want it to go in here, right? So we're going to set up an infinite loop here for a second. Well, it looks like I only had 4 of those. Okay. And we're going to disconnect those like that. Right. So let's go grab some more iron and redstone, because I do want more of those conduits. And I have 22 conduit binder on me. Okay, good. Also, I don't need glass panes on me. That was for the pipette. And you plus you. Why do I have uranium on me anyway? Just thinking, I think I should probably find another dragon's nest. And I'm thinking one of the big underground ones would be great right about now. And the cool thing is, if we can get over the twilight, they're just all over the place around there. Oh wow, you grew fast, didn't you? I did not mean to do that. And so one thing I want to try out. Dang it. Keep growing. Alright, so I think I finally got caught up on the trees. Oh shoot. Oh, there you are. Go away. Oh, there's a compressed one over here? Alright, well this is gonna be fun. Oh, they broke my chest piece. What I get for wearing scavenged armor all the time. You get back here. They can actually run pretty quick when they're trying to get into shade. I knew there was one more you jerks around here. And I guess the skull can wait, right? Alright, so have some poutine, shall we? Can I organize this here? Can I drop these into here and have them go in? I can. Awesome. Okay, cool. So that should fill these guys up. You are currently out of power. Not a problem. And let's get... That's my clockwork. My biogas down. Here. No. Oh, you are just going to be a butthead, aren't you? Oh, I guess if I put it up here, it doesn't want to hook to conduits. Oh, look at you. There it goes. Huh. All right. Now, here's a question. If I put this here, and then you can go, not there. Trying to hook this here. It will not go on the end of the conduit on its own. Okay. So I guess you can go there and we'll just put this here for now. Right, so you are outputting red. Let's go to... You're currently on input red, so you need to be output red. Right. Are you... I don't think you're going to heat up besides... you can cook ethanol, right? No, you don't like ethanol. Oh no. All right, you can go here. There you go. Right, I don't have any biomass to put into there now. Can I... Okay. Okay, cool. It can accept a redstone signal from the output coil. And now the other question is, can you receive fluids from the same spot? You? No. Do not hook up there. No. Oh, you're going to be a little... Yeah, they don't automatically connect if there is a fluid in the conduit already. It's to make it easier so you don't accidentally get fluids where you don't want them to be. So you don't have the power to run right now. Let's just go ahead and juicy up a little bit. All right, are you getting any of that? You are. Okay. So, and you've actually got a decent amount of biomass left inside of you, so. Now we're filling machines up again. This, I never set it to output. Oh, right. How we do it? How you doing now? 24 millibuckets. It's got to push it uphill is the problem. And these fluid conduits don't like going uphill. They don't like going vertically. Which the only saving grace is these are all vertical too. So, which makes it strange that there's biomass here, but none here, right? Oh well. So what I need though is actually this ended up with quite a bit of biomass. Cool. I need more biogas engines, which biogas engines are they're not bad. Mainly it's bronze gears, bronze pistons, all that stuff. All right, so I have a second biogas engine. There we go. And starts off a green. And current output is 0. Really? But it's not storing any power, so apparently it is outputting, but no idea. But there's 2 of them. Now, I do have 2 more of these made up, but if I put them, say, here, right, I can only switch to those 2 sides. So I just broke conduit. I didn't mean to. All right, let's go ahead and get you down. I accidentally interrupted the redstone signal to this one for a bit. And so you're filling up. You guys are getting power. I hope 1 squeezer is enough for 3 fermenters, really. Here, that can come on out of here. So what I want to do, though, well, there's my conductive iron. Let's go ahead and make up some more silicone. Silicon, not cone. And there you go. You and you. Hey, look, electrical steel. Because I'm getting tired of messing with these conduits. Trying to get the fluid conduits to hook up anyway. So we are going to make ourselves a Yeta wrench. And I want to set you to fluid conduits. Okay. Cool. See how it didn't connect there? Actually, I should be able to actually just do this here, but now I can actually target just the fluid conduits if I want. Or, well, any conduit, really. Now, the problem I'm going to run into here real quick is... No, not the power. Fluid conduit, right? Did I not disconnect? You know what? We're just going to pop you out of there. I need to somehow get biogas engines to point down. So... Also, how are we doing here? Oh, you're full of power, and you're not wasting any ethanol. Sweet. You just have power in you, right? What we're going to do is we're just going to pop those on out of here. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a carpenter down here. Biogas. Hey, look at that. That's pointed down. I want to do the same here. Carpenter. Biogas. Now I need my redstone conduit back. To be able to place like that. There you go. And let's just go ahead and place you here. And I can just place these on the existing conduit. And then how about a little power, right? And you don't get to hook up like that. You have to go through the power cell first. Now, because of the mess we have going on here, now I really need the Yeta wrench's ability to do that. And I can also, you know, just do things like this. You're going to output on red. You are going to output on red. And you still have some lava in you. Good. You're getting biomass? Oh, look at that. Here, you can have some lava now. Let's get you nice and heated up. And we'll just do that. And then you can go into there. And it doesn't quite have a bucket of biomass yet, so it's not even going to try. There it goes. Now it's going to try heating up. And boom. Now you're almost full of biomass. You really still don't have any to show. You're almost full, right? And I guess, yeah, you're working. Okay. So I also found out, yeah, the ethanol doesn't go into here, so this setup should work. I would need 9 stills in order to fully utilize what these guys are producing. Don't have that. Got 5. So basically 4/9 of the biomass is going to go back into these biogas engines, which it looks like we're good on, right? And because these are technically lower than this one, because the conduit is at the bottom here, so that's 2 blocks up. This one is 3 blocks up. It'll starve out these top ones here, which also I could just do this and like move biomass around if I really wanted to. It'll starve out these 2 top stills if these start running low on biomass, right? It'll fill these before it fills these 2. Now I just have the problem of saplings, right? I could put any sapling I want in there. That's, you know, it's one of those things, right? Any sapling will work. Sugar maple right now is like the best sapling I have access to. We're going to be using that. Oop. And they tend to produce a good amount of saplings, really. Hello, butterfly. Malachite butterfly, huh? All right, and then there was one more needed here. So we just had a net gain of 20 saplings off of 4 trees. It's not the best, but they do tend to grow rather quickly, which is awesome. I like that. And okay, that one only had a net gain of 2. That wasn't a good example, but it was still a net gain, so that's definitely a plus. Now I just need to somehow like automate honey gathering and whatnot, which honestly at this point the reason I'm not keeping up on honey is I'm not coming over here more often. These apiaries, they produce quite a bit. And you guys can just go into the squeezer. Because, yeah, we were getting a little low on honey here, so about half. But, I mean, those 4 stacks I just put into here, each stack is going to produce 16 buckets of honey. So, we're doing okay there. You're full, you are full, you, and you. So, biomass production is really not the issue right now. It's actually kind of power. The main limiting factor is how much power these 4 engines can produce. So more engines would equal more power, which would produce faster, so. And then we have these guys producing ethanol, which is not going anywhere, so these are going to backstop here shortly. This one, yeah, is going to backstop really quickly here. But then that's going to run into this, and this, I'm not exactly sure how much power it can use. But if nothing else, then we're just going to have excess ethanol sitting in a still as backup power. So, but I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode. I need to claim that area there. That way it's protected from creepers. And, yeah, we made a pretty good amount of progress today. Let's see. And then from the carpenter, we can get into some more advanced things. I'm going to need another squeezer to make impregnated casings, which I need one for the thermionic fabricator. Nuclear craft, that's ARP tools. Nuclear craft. The alloy furnace quest I never turned in, looks like. And the advanced plating quest I never turned in. So, seared gauge, times 4, okay. And I just got an insanium essence. Can I? Oh, I can downcraft it too. Alright. I mean, it seems extremely, like, overpowered and whatnot, but it's really not that useful. 1 insanium would help a little bit, but... well, I wonder. So, 4, then you would become 16. Then you would become 64. 256. Right? Which I could use to make tier 2 crafting seeds with. So I could actually make a few tier 2s, actually. That's fire, dye, pig, chicken, cow, sheep, slime, sulfur, marble, limestone, basalt, mineral, marble, and slate. However, if I want to make the good ones, I gotta get into astral sorcery. Right, we need the starlight crafting altar to make the better tier 4s. And oh, look at that. Blocks of essence, right? So to do this, I need an infusion crystal, which requires a thermion or energetic infuser. We kind of looked at this before, and I think we can get this from the end using the laser in the end is what you have to do. It doesn't actually spawn in the end, but you can use the laser drill from Industrial Foregoing, or we can do it this way, right? Elementium and Terrestrial artifacts. Now, Elementium is pretty advanced botany when you get down to it. That is the Elven Portal stuff, so... Also, I just realized I have 2 honeycombs sitting here. Whoops. Hey. Shove off. Also, I have a magnet ring on, so picking up all the mob drops. Oh, did I get the sign? Nah, I get the chest plate though. There we go. And yeah, I'm in cheat mode, so I can just delete stuff like this. And just swap that out. But yeah, it's just I've been getting mob drop stuff that I just really don't want. So, I miss. Oh, we do have a trash can. So used to the other pack I'm playing right now that doesn't have that. Whoops, my bad. But thank you for coming. I forgot to drop off the honeycomb. But thank you for coming out. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Until the next one. Signing out. Have fun.